Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Color X Malice in Unagi's route. Yay! And in the last part, we just had that lovely little flashback dream that was totally fucking, young Yanagi doing something. And who knows what actually happened, but we've got theories and we'll see what happens. But I'm sure that was absolutely him. And that's why the face is all scratched out and whatnot. But she thinks he's a monster. But I'm sure my impression is that he was trying to help her. But she was like traumatized and scared. So we'll see. Anyway, so we were just going to eat food that Unagi made for us. So this is delicious. It's like we're shocked that he can cook. I know she's never had his cooking. We know him from all the other paths he can cook. Unagi's cooking was superb. Are you actually a chef, Unagi? You're not a retired cop. You're actually a cook. Hey, don't exaggerate. I'm not. It wasn't just the flavor. Unagi had been meticulous in his preparation. He served a fluffy, sumptuous omelet rice. The rice was infused with melted butter and scallions. The tomato sauce paired perfectly. It was garnished with pepperoncinis. No, it's pepperoncinos? I know what they are, but like I guess I've never realized what they were actually called. Like, because that doesn't seem right to me. Maybe it is. I don't know. Or I've just always pronounced it wrong. I don't know. Anyway, they cut the saltiness, as did the olive oil. The entire dish was exquisitely made. It sounds awkward. Like, anyway. You know what? It just reminds me of like you have tomato sauce on rice, which it just to me is like, no, too much of that growing up as a kid. I can't do that. Can't do it. Like, I don't know. The entree was accompanied by a salad and a soup of mixed roots. It was well presented and well balanced, and this was a restaurant quality meal. They say hunger is the greatest seasoning. I guess that should tell you how hungry you are now. But this is the first time I've ever tasted anything so delicious. I was undoubtedly hungry, but that was definitely not the reason this tasted so good. Besides, omelet rice is a tricky dish to make, especially despite its simple appearance. The egg was absolutely cooked to perfection. You're really skilled, Yanagi. It seemed he was just good at everything. It made me really jealous. I know, right? I'll treat you next time. I'll learn from you. I'll learn from your example. I want to be able to do anything well, just like you. That's so dweeby and adorable. I want to be able to do anything just like you. What are you, 10? It's still cute, but it's like awkward. Being so outclassed at one of my specialties made me feel slightly inadequate as a woman. As a human, men are allowed to be able to cook too, geez. Yanagi's skill level might be out of my reach, but I still felt like I could improve. A man who can cook, that's hot. So I don't have to do it. Planning for the future again, eh? Whether or not he knew what I was thinking, Yanagi smiled. It's not like I can actually do everything. I'm bad at lots of things. Things he's bad at? I was terribly curious. I burned with a need to know more. What are you bad at? Puzzles and stuff. Puzzles and stuff. That's a long. What am I bad at? It's better to list the things I'm good at. Yeah, well, there you go. I'm not good at anything. I'm bad at everything. There. Puzzles? That's surprising. Somehow I had gotten the notion that Yanagi would like building things. What kind of puzzles? Like puzzles? Like actual, like, cardboard puzzles, putting pieces together, or like logic puzzles? Because I think he'd be good at logic puzzles if he's a detective. You've got to be able to put things together. It's a puzzle. It's like, I mean, I do them to help relieve stress, but I'm not very good at fixed thinking things. When I start to think about the pieces only fitting one way, it'll give me a headache. It's fun when I solve them in a burst, though. If you rely on instinct, doesn't that make solving big puzzles pretty tough? Yeah, most of the time, Sasazuka finishes them while I'm still thinking. Totally pisses me off, of course. Wait, every time? You get angry at Sasazuka? Who doesn't? Like, seriously. Yeah, doesn't actually accomplish anything, though. I think I'd like to see that. Yanagi losing it in front of a jigsaw puzzle. That's kind of adorable. Like, I can't do this! Here, we'll get you the little kid puzzle. Look, 6 pieces. You can handle this. We'll work it now. Okay, now it's 10 pieces. Okay, take your time. Take your time. Like, one of those kids' 25-piece puzzles. All right, this is the major leagues now, buddy. You can handle this. There's a 6-year-old like, are you fucking kidding me? That's all he can do? The thought of Yanagi not noticing that Sasuzuka had touched the puzzle until it was completely finished was funny to me. I couldn't help but laugh. He's sitting there trying to figure it out, like staring at a piece, like, ah! And the next Sasuzuka's like, I've been sitting here for 2 hours doing this puzzle, you dumbass. Well, this goes for cooking as well, but household chores get easier with practice. I've lived on my own for a long time, and you figure out how to do most chores that way. Huh. So that means you're good at cleaning and laundry too? Oh my god, marry me. Like you're good at, oh god, be my housewife. But, you know, have a job too. Wait. Like, I mean, I'll help. I don't, like, do laundry. I mean, I did laundry today. Still in the dryer. You know, it's been there all day, but it's fine. It's just underwear. Like, it's fine. Yeah, I guess so. As I leaned in unconsciously to ask the question, Yanagi casually nodded. I don't mind cleaning or doing the laundry. Minamoto's messy, so I do most of the cleaning. Oh, he's your sloppy wife. That's cute. So, the fact that an all-male apartment is so clean is thanks to your effort. It's not hard work, really. I'm not obsessive. I tidy up whenever needs it. Whatever needs it. I think that's impressive on its own. Yeah, I do too, because my apartment is like, I sit in there, I'm like, I need a dust. Yeah, I don't wanna. Your cooking was absolutely delicious. Flattery will get you nowhere. Oh, but you're blushing and you're adorable. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Yanagi averted his gaze, his cheeks flushing slightly. The first time I've ever seen him embarrassed. I was very happy to witness this most rare of Yanagi phenomena. That's adorable. Most rare of Yanagi phenomena. And thank you for the meal. I put my hands together in satisfaction as I devoured the meal Yanagi had made me. He had finished the meal with a cafe au lait and a slice of tiramisu. I was in heaven. Like, damn. Did you make that shit too? I'm glad everything was to your liking. Please, allow me to do the dishes. Yanagi was reaching down for the dishes that I'd used. He glanced at me. Don't worry about these. A sick woman needs to sleep. You look like you had a pretty rough sleep. Don't make me worry so much. When he uttered those words with that look, I was unable to produce a response. Sorry, I must seem like such a child to you, having nightmares like that. Nah, no matter how old you are, tough times are still tough times. Nobody of any age gets to choose the dreams they have. I was gonna say, you can have nightmares all your life. You're right. I told you before that I'd been involved in an incident as a child, right? That's what the nightmare was about. Lately, I've been having them often. It's because your brain recognizes Yanagi. This is where he gets a guilt look on his face. The stress of the X-Day crimes might have unconsciously dredged up old memories. They were a symbol of my unease. Are you okay? I heard the sound of breaking glass. Yanagi must have dropped something. See? Because she was like, I've been having them a lot more recently. And he's like, fuck, it's because she recognizes me. Told you he was going to get anxious. When I rushed over, Yanagi was completely frozen still. Tell me, Yanagi? Yeah, I'm fine. He slowly turned to face me. Eh? I trembled a little when he looked straight into my eyes. What is it? I didn't know why he was looking at me that way, and I couldn't break the silence. For a while, we both stood there quietly. Tell her, Yanagi. We both stood there, stock still, until Yanagi hesitantly opened his mouth to say something. Somebody's going to interrupt it. Yeah, but then... Fucking Enomoto! I'm like, someone's going to interrupt. It's probably going to be Enomoto. Yeah. Cock blocker. Story blocker. It's really a story blocker. One's with a stare down. I've only ever seen this in dramas. You're too loud, idiot. If you're going to be a peeping Tom, keep it down. Peeping Tom. Slang referring to people who hide while watching people. The original Japanese term was Debakame? Debakame, a reference to a man named Kamitaro who was accused and convicted of murdering a woman after peeping her. Gross. That's disturbing. Peeping Tom. People stand. Oh, this guy murdered some lady. That just took a drastic turn.
But didn't you see that? Hinagi blushed after she praised his cooking.
They've been watching this whole time. Idiot. Like I give a crap. I know it's rare to see Yanagi embarrassed. So maybe you'll get hit by lightning tomorrow.
You did see it!
From the next room, I could hear voices whispering loudly. The two of them were trying not to be heard, but they were being heard easily. If they saw Yanagi blushing, too, then that means... How long had they been watching us? Yanagi let out a very heavy sigh, shaking his head. Hey, you two. Say something when you arrive. Good timing. We were going over the latest incident.
Yes, sir.
Got it. The topic had quickly been steered over to the X-Day cases.
Are you doing a date?
Hoshino, are you sure you don't want to get some more sleep? No, I'll be fine. If you're talking about the latest case, then I want in. All right, but after this, make sure you rest. Okay. He looked like he was really worried about me. It's because he loves us. Oh, did you just want to grab him and hold him? I'm very cold, so he would warm me up. Did I look that bad? I need to pull myself together. Scolding myself, I sucked it up. Then, let's begin. Multiple incidents have transpired since the start of December, which means another is likely to happen soon. I want to try and stop it before it happens. To do that, we need to organize what we know about the cases from the past several days.
July's murder was by gunshot. The suspect was Manabu Soda, and the motive was online bullying.
Rika Sugawara was suspected in August arson. Probabilities suggest that the murder was related to a stalking incident in her past. We found connections to both the July and August incidents, and they should be looked into at the station. Yesterday on the 11th, 3 people were shoved from the roof of a multi-tenant building. All died. We don't know why. According to the statement, the victims had pushed multiple people to suicide through acts such as harassment and overwork. Oh, okay. Suspect is Hanako Kobayashi. It's thought she's behind April and May crimes due to her obsession with Yasuhiro Ishiki. There's no visible motive here. Did the 3 victims wrong Ishiki somehow, or were they killed on the orders of Adonis? Probably the latter.
Huh? Why?
If the murders before November were substitute killings, Soda and Sugawara didn't lay a hand on the targets, so someone else did the deed. The killings this month, she carried out herself without worrying about her tracks. But if Hanako Kobayashi was the perp in April and May, she should have already gotten her vengeance.
So that's why the recent murders are likely to be on Adonis's orders. That would still keep Ishiki's hands clean.
The most important bit is that all the arrested suspects seem to have had their memories erased. This means that even if we capture them, the suspects can't leak any useful information, and that's why the crimes have gotten so cavalier. It feels like they're intentionally throwing away their pawns. You're right. If Adonis is acting on their plan to create an event which shakes society, using their pawns like this is a good sacrifice. So that implies the suspects who committed the X-Day crimes are people that Adonis doesn't consider important personnel? There's nothing in any of their personal history which ties them to terrorism, so that would be the natural conclusion. In other words, they're using civilians with no known connection to Adonis. Yeah, putting this differently, if Adonis doesn't need to be careful anymore, it's very likely that they'll act again soon. Drawing a thread between previous X-Day cases, the suspects in April, May, July, and August have all been captured.
Leaving June, September, and November.
Well, ask Saraishi for his take on September. As for June and November, we'll need to dig deeper into the related people. If you're planning to track them down now, don't bring up the subject by beating around the bush.
Yeah, this all feels pretty anticlimactic.
We're just entertainment to Adonis. Not satisfying at all. I had a feeling I knew why Sasazuka and Enomoto were making complicated expressions. The people believed to be linked to the cases that the two of them were investigating had been caught in rapid succession. But so long as their memories were erased, they'd never shed light on Adonis itself, which would prevent us from solving the cases. In the end, we're just dancing to their tune. If we only solve this because of a mistake, people blame cops, but they're doing all they can. The intel you've acquired has been helpful in narrowing down the suspects. But catching one or two suspects won't lead to the reinstatement of the weapons ban. If we find Adonis, then the government has to act. I know. Enomoto, I know this is complicated for you, but I need you to pitch in however you can.
You got it. The situation is what it is. I could set aside my own issues.
Hoshino, would you tell Enomoto everything you learned from Hanako Kobayashi's interview? Even if it isn't much, it's fine. Understood. I hadn't contributed much so far, though. Enomoto and Sasazuka had been investigating their X-Day cases since they quit the police. Maybe this was about more than just catching the criminals for them. Maybe it held some greater significance. It's complicated, isn't it? Even I could see why they might not exactly celebrate if the police caught the criminals. Oh, wow, okay. Let's just go read those right now before we... Is Yanagi walking us home? Is he? Is he? Huh, or not. The nightmare. Didn't I read this in the last part? I feel like we did, but anyway. The protagonist often has this dream recently. Beautiful stained glass, cold chains that wrap around her neck, sounds of violence, blood splatters, the scream of a man, and the monster that symbolizes fear for her. This dream awakens something deep inside her memory, but she can't remember what. It appears to have something to do with an event in her past. Okay. Manabu Soda murdered the former game developer Satoru Tanaka due to being bullied in the game. Atsushi Koga, a man with a past assault conviction, was lured into the park where he was doused with gasoline and ignited, leading to his fiery death. That's fucking... 3 company employees were pushed off the roof of a building by Hanako Kobayashi, who was thought to be tied to the May X-Day incident. Kobayashi herself did not hold a grudge against any of the victims, but her motive was most likely linked to Adonis. Okay. Starting tomorrow, I'll go over everything Investigations HQ has on the June and November incidents in detail. All right. We strolled through the darkened streets. Yanagi accompanied me home today, too. I was hoping, I don't know, for a second I was like, wow, we let us go on our own. But he seemed absent-minded, lost in thought somehow. This is kind of awkward. I thought we'd been in a pretty good mood back when he had made me dinner. Maybe because our conversation was interrupted? But I couldn't think of any topic to break the ice.
Hoshino!
Huh? While I was searching for a solution to my predicament, a familiar voice called my name. I turned around to see Sayaki. Yeah. Because the next... I only know because the next option that we're supposed to choose mentions Sayaki, so when I saw that, I was like, it's gotta be him. Anyway, Sayaki... It was Sayaki, of all people. He must have been out on patrol. His permanently cheery mood lifted my spirits a bit.
Didn't you leave work early today? Amochita was worried about you.
Yeah, I just had an errand to run. I figured I'd get it done since I was off early. I attempted to misdirect Sayaki with vagueness, giving him no particular reason to suspect me, yet his eyes twinkled. Then he looked at Yanagi standing next to me, and his eyes twinkled again. And then he abruptly returned to his senses. His eyes twinkled again. He's like, oh, who's your handsome suitor over here? Sayaki, keep it in your pants. Are you gay? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We did not account for that.
I apologize for dropping in on you. I'm Sayaki, Hoshino's coworker.
Hello? Yanagi didn't introduce himself in response to Sayaki's casual greeting. It was probably because Sayaki was a cop. It's probably for the best that he didn't.
Might you be Hoshino's older brother?
Eh? For some reason, Sayaki just happened to take an interest in Yanagi. Yes, because... Sayaki's getting so much more suspicious. Just because now I'm suspecting everyone, so I'm like, that's suspicious. But it's really more like this goes back to more like in the very first path with Enomoto, like, I think Sayaki has a thing for you. Like, I think he does, girlfriend. And then but then it never comes up. He never gets jealous, never gets weird. But like, he always makes things like, oh, or like, it was awkward for him with Sadaishi around, but he didn't, but it's not obvious, like, where he's like, oh, and he gets all mad, and you're like, well, I don't understand why he's mad. And you're like, duh, because he's in love with you. He's always been pretty cool about it. But he has these little moments like, are you her older brother? No. Uh-huh. Boyfriend? like, like he's so interested. Like, who's this dude that you're with? Like, you know what I mean? His eyes gleamed with curiosity as he studied Yanagi's face for a reaction. Why would he be my older brother? I only have a little brother. Well, I guess he just seemed to have this brotherly air about him. Maybe it's a dignified air, but standing next to each other, you completely seem like siblings. Shut up, Sayeki, you're making it creepy. I see. I had complex feelings about that opinion. He had kind of treated me like a sister. It's not like I minded it, though. Oh, I'm sorry for keeping you. I just saw you, so I thought I'd come say hi. Oh, okay. Well, take it easy. You too, Sayeki. And with that, Sayeki dashed away. I waved as I watched him scamper off, and then sighed. Sorry about that. No need to apologize. It's okay. Still, you two get along awfully well. Does SRCPO work with police box officers often? Oh, Sayeki and I were academy classmates. Oh, we talked a lot, and then we became drinking buddies. If you're always dealing with tough work, well, then you need a way to blow off stress. Yeah, he's a dear friend who cheers me up when I'm feeling down. Well, you probably shouldn't have gone that level of detail. I see. It sounds like he's a tolerant guy. Yeah. He's like, I looked at Yanagi, who had gone quite quiet for some reason, as if he was thinking. He's like, fuck, she's got a boyfriend. And then I remembered, speaking of which, Enomoto, he thought that Sayaki was my boyfriend. We were just colleagues, but maybe we were friendly enough that people misunderstood. Could Yanagi be making the same misunderstanding as Enomoto? Sayaki is a good friend. Hmm? When I said it emphatically, Yanagi tilted his head and blinked a bit. He's not a bad person and, I mean, he's not my boyfriend. Oh, so that's what you meant. Yeah, I'm not Enomoto, so I don't go jumping to conclusions that easily. Enomoto certainly was obstinate about it. And that's good to hear, but people have read the situation wrong several times, but Sayaki isn't one to take advantage. So he's important enough to you that you feel like you have to defend him. Huh? You said he wasn't your boyfriend. So is it a one-sided relationship? No, no, it's nothing like that at all. Sayaki is just a really good friend. All right, I get it. You can calm down. Huh? He smiled at my panicked denial, but it was an important distinction to make. I'm not interested in him. I'm interested in you. I mean, nobody. Fuck. I'm just gonna go. If you're going to deny it that vehemently, it could cause him some pain. You know, he might have feelings for you. Might? Please don't tease me. I wondered why I'd been so worried that he might take it the wrong way. And by the way, does the office ever go drinking as a group? I tried a little misdirection. Yeah, we do every now and then. Adamoto and Sasazuka don't mind alcohol. And what about you? In fact, I rather enjoy a good drink. What's your drink of choice? Wine? Whiskey? I would see him more of a whiskey person than a wine person, but actually, I like most alcohol. But if I had to pick, I'd say sake. What's your favorite? Lately, Yamaguchi's Junmai Ho Daiginjo? Okay, has a bit. Wait, why are you asking all of a sudden? Yanagi shot me a suspicious look as he noticed my unusual line of questioning. Oh, maybe I overdid it. I didn't know that much about Yanagi. That made sense since we'd only met recently. Lately, I wanted to know more about him since we were spending more time together. Well, because I'm your new partner for right now. We're working the cases together, and if we want to be able to be on the same wavelength, we need to know each other better. Things like your domestic skills, which I just learned about today, or your likes and dislikes, your hobbies, obviously not doing puzzles. I want to learn whatever I can. I hardly know anything about you. I voiced my feelings to him directly. It was a bit embarrassing to say them out loud, and I'm kind of in love with you, so I feel like I should get to know you. Just saying. But I do think we should get to know each other better since we're working together. Yet Yanagi's expression had soured. Sorry, but I don't like it when people pry into my private business. I'll cooperate with you, of course. But you shouldn't get too close to me. Oh, well, that's sad and hurts my feelings. It wasn't a blunt turn down, but it was unquestionably meant as a rejection. He doesn't want to get involved with me. Surprisingly, I felt much more shocked by that revelation than I'd imagined. You won't gain much useful information from learning about me. I probably looked pathetic right now. Smiling bitterly, Yanagi gently patted me on the head. Please don't touch me. Like he was comforting a child. Yeah, okay. Don't get okay. And he's like, pat me on the head. Please don't. If you're gonna be that much of a dick like that, if you're gonna like, don't be trying to be my friend, don't pat me on the fucking head then. The fuck? Besides, I'm a boring man. Enomoto would be much more interesting to talk about. As Yanagi walked ahead, terminating the conversation, I watched him, feeling lonely. I want to know about you, Yanagi. I blurted something out spontaneously. He stopped and turned around. I didn't want him to think I was annoying. I shouldn't cling to him like this. But I couldn't lie about how I felt. Ever since they suddenly put this collar on me, I've been uneasy about what I should do, or what would happen to me, but when I see how hard you try to protect everyone you possibly can in this town, it makes me want to help you. I just want you to acknowledge me. I want us to be equals, or even just a bit closer. But I guess that's annoying to you. Sorry. You're not a bother to me. To be honest, it's just problematic. It's not your fault at all. I just can't get too attached to anyone. You said that you cut ties with your family, but I don't want to be protected like that. I want to fight together. I want to be someone you can count on, like the others back at the office. Can't you let me have that goal? You probably expect too much from me. I don't live up to the image you have of me. I'm not worthy of your trust. Worthy? Don't think too hard about it. Like I told you earlier, I'm a boring man, so don't waste your thoughts on me. Too late. At that, Yanagi started walking again. He probably wouldn't listen to me again if I tried to stop him again. And to think I thought I'd managed to get a little closer to him. It must have been all in my mind. I felt very distant from him now. Makes me sad. We know it's going to work out, but it's one of those like, stop making me feel so sad. Stop trying. I'm not good enough for you. I'm a boy. Oh, it's problematic. You don't want to get to know me. I'm not worthy of it. Oh, God. Eh. I stared at an unexpected discovery in my files. No new incidents had occurred since the last, but it was only a matter of time. In my effort to help prevent the next crime, I was wrangling a huge pile of files from HQ. What does this mean? The June X Day incident. An explosion occurred at a middle school, killing many students. Later, this had been established not to be an accident and classified as an X Day crime, sending shockwaves throughout the public. There was a school festival prior to the explosion, so the criminals had a huge window of opportunity to plant the bomb. The range of possible suspects was vast. Because of this, June files were considerably thicker than the other month's incidents. The list of related people was massive. Oh no. Among the plethora of names, a familiar one stood out to me. No! Akito Sera, Kazuki's best friend. If he went to that middle school, that wouldn't really be a problem, but the problem was the addendum. It was his sister who had attended the school. She'd killed herself 2 years prior. To think Akito had that kind of past. I had no idea. Yet, according to the preliminary memo, he'd been cleared as a suspect. He has an alibi. By now, though, I recognize this as a commonality of the X-Day incidents. The X-Day crimes are substitution murders, or substitute murders. An alibi doesn't necessarily prove innocence. No, it just means he's going to commit another crime. What if something at the school was the cause of Akito's sister's suicide? Had he tasked someone with carrying out his revenge? What if, like the July and August incidents, he'll try and exact revenge himself next? No, this is why you have to stop it, Spacey. You can't let Akito go down. Don't let him go down. A chill ran down my spine. No, I don't want to suspect him. Kazuki's face came to mind. I can't let prejudice cloud my judgment. I needed to study these documents further. I had to act carefully if I wanted to help prevent the next incident. I shook my head to clear my thoughts. I had a slight headache.
What's up, Oshino? You look out of it again. I'm going on patrol. Want to join me?
Yes, I'll come with you. I nodded and sluggishly arose in response to Mochida's invitation. I wanted to keep going over the files, but I also didn't want to neglect my job in SRCPO. I hope we're able to stop Akito like we did in Enomoto's route. I really don't want him to kill anyone. I really want to be able to save him. That's like my goal. I will be like the end to be the most beautiful, wonderful, perfect thing, and I'd be like, but we didn't save Akito. We need to do it for Kazuki. We need to do it for him. Like, my SRCPO duties had decreased since I joined investigations, but I still went on patrols in my assigned area.
Well, let's get going then.
Yes, sir. My doubts remained. My heart felt like it was swathed in gloom. I had no way of dispelling it now, so I followed after Mochida. Chapter 4. Do do do. So I'm not sure. I can't remember the day that Akito's crime takes place, so I'm guessing it's coming up.
Where's Yanagi now?
How many times did I come here? Oh, hello, Mr. Yanagi. You're back. Hi. You look like you're in a good mood today. You laughed a bit earlier. I've got a feeling I know why you're here today. I see. May I ask you to help me with this today? Yes, of course. My, you've brought such lovely flowers today. I'll arrange them for you. Whenever you come by, this room always gets just a little bit brighter. It's thanks to the flowers you keep bringing. Oh, God. How many years have you been coming here? I'm sure you're familiar with everyone who works here by this point. Oh, my God. I've been coming here almost 10 years now. My, how time flies. There aren't any other visitors, so I'm sure that you're the only thing that he looks forward to. Oh, God, is this the guy that we beat the crap out of? Please take your time. Thank you. Oh, God. Oh, God. Is this the person that he injured? She took the bouquet with her as she left the room, leaving me alone with him. It had been years. The only reason I visited this institution was simply to see his face. I knew it was pointless, but I brought flowers with me every time I came. I do it even while knowing what what I'd done could not be forgiven. I think this is the guy that he like that was but so you did something that but why were we in chains and oh my God, we never even talk. He couldn't talk or even move a finger. Still, they claimed he retained consciousness, so I wondered what he thought of me. Why was I chasing the cases? Why did I come here? Maybe I want him to forgive me. And here, time stood still for me. I couldn't take a single step forward. That's what it felt like. This is the person that he beat. Probably that we were involved. But I really feel like, and he's like, this person obviously beat him to near death. Okay, but why? I still think, like, if we're wearing chains, I don't think Yanagi chained us. I think that person did. But so I still think that person was kidnapping us for fucking Adonis, and like Yanagi just feels really awful about what he did, and that's why he can't like take out a gun to kill a suspect or whatever. But it's like, but that person was kidnapping kids. I mean, I'm not saying that beating them to near death is a good thing, but I don't think you should feel as guilty as you do. I'm just saying. Unless that guy was trying to save us and then Yanagi got the wrong idea, then yes, then you should feel fucking horrible. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Good evening. Is Yanagi Oh, he's not here, I see.
Oh, hey, Oshino.
Yanagi's going out. Oh, Yanagi's going to go out tonight. I had rushed to the office as soon as I could after work and was greeted by Enomoto and Sasazuka. And there was a reason for my speed, of course. Akito's name had jumped out at me while I was reviewing the files on June. I thought I could discuss it with Yanagi.
You have some business with him?
Yes, it's about the investigation. Where is he? At another crime scene?
Who knows? Nothing new has happened since 2 days ago.
That's true. Even Yanagi's got some personal things he'd rather not talk about.
Unagi is pretty private. Lots of mystery swirling around that guy. Don't tell me he's somewhere luring in hot babes with his air of mystery.
Of course, Enomoto. Of course. That's the one thing that's an impossibility. Don't project your imagination onto him. That's the one thing that's an impossibility. Wait. That's the one thing that's an impossibility. That's impossible. Like, we're sitting there like, why is it impossible that women would be lured to Yanagi? He's pretty fucking hot, and he knows how to cook, and he is mysterious. Though, he wants nothing to do with people. Well, okay.
Hey, I'm not like that either. Don't create inaccurate portrayals of me.
You're right. Why would women be around you? Your level of vice is like a middle schooler's.
Hey, if I felt like it, I could pick up a lady or two.
You mean you'd earn enough to catch a gold digger? You mean you'd earn enough to catch a gold digger? Sounds like an Enomoto way to waste your life.
Don't just assume I'd waste my life.
While listening to Enomoto and Sasazuka bicker among themselves, I wondered where Yanagi had gone off to. Despite my wondering, I had no idea. I didn't even know enough to hazard a guess. Yesterday, when I tried to learn more about him, he completely shut me down. Ever since he told me not to get any closer, I had been feeling pretty gloomy. Yanagi...
Well, don't bother worrying about him. Unagi's a pretty upright guy. He wouldn't actually commit a crime or do anything even morally gray.
Not anymore. Okay.
And he isn't like Sadaishi, where you're afraid of even thinking what that guy's scheming. Nope.
Right. I wasn't sure whether to agree or not. I didn't really care. I was just anxious. And he isn't a lusty loser like Mineo, who's so wound up he cries when he watches dramas.
I don't cry.
Liar. Last time I saw you glued to the TV red-faced, I thought you were mad, but then you just started bawling your eyes out. I love the two of them. I love it.
Well, that was... What else was I supposed to do? It was so heartbreaking.
Their verbal sparring cheered me up a little bit. Yanagi wouldn't act senselessly. I was like, what? Even if he wanted to avoid talking about his issues, he'd work with me when on the cases. At least that's what I hoped. I'm back.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Good evening, Yanagi. Hey, Hoshino. She said she had something to ask you. Right, yes. It's about the June case. There's something I need to look into. I'll be back in a second. Just wait here. Understood. I took Yanagi's jacket as he went to the kitchen, I assumed to make coffee, and laid it on the back of the couch. Huh. Got a whiff of a faint, unfamiliar fragrance from Yanagi's jacket. It stood out from his usual tobacco scent, but this was... flowers? That was unexpected. I had no idea what he'd be doing with flowers. Enomoto, Sasazuka, you two get back to work.
Okay.
Got it. Yanagi watched Enomoto and Sasazuka return to working, and then took a seat at the low table between them. As I expected, he returned from the kitchen with a steaming hot pot of coffee and 2 mugs. So, what were you saying about June? Right, I was reviewing the people of interest from the incident again, and one of them stood out. Akito Sara? So you noticed him too. Even if Akito had motive, he had a perfect alibi, so he wasn't officially a suspect. But if the X-Day murders were proxy killings, and we considered this month's incident, he's a suspect because he had motive. Especially since he had a squeaky clean alibi. We also couldn't rule out a connection to the other cases. I'd also been thinking about contacting you regarding this case. Akito Sara, 18 years old. He goes to the same school as your brother. I'd been prepared for this. I was here to talk about him after all. Still, I hadn't expected Yanagi to redirect everything. I was considerably shaken. Yes, he's actually my brother's friend.
Wait, seriously?
Before that class was killed by the explosion, a student in that class committed suicide. Akito Sarah was a grieving relative. Back in June, he popped up as a possible suspect.
But he had a perfect alibi.
We've moved beyond that premise, Mineo.
Oh, right.
I didn't want to believe that that Kazuki's friend, was involved in X Day. Hanako Kobayashi and Yasuhiro Ishiki. I hoped it was a coincidence or some mistake that Kazuki's social circle was this linked to X Day, including you! Because you've got a collar! Poor Kazuki! Is it just a coincidence, or... We haven't confirmed anything yet, but the probability is extremely high. Yeah, Yanagi had seen that I didn't want to believe the possibility. He addressed me directly while I was still attempting to collect my thoughts. Shino, can you establish contact with Sarah through your brother? His immediate follow-up threw me for quite a loop. You want me to contact Akito? The police are already acting to try and prevent the next incident from occurring. But the cops' response time is obviously something Adonis has calculated. They're just using their pawns to toy with us now. Even when the perpetrators are caught, they get us no closer to Adonis. This is amusement for the terrorists as they prepare for X Day. I suppose you're right. When the people who carried the murders were caught, their memories were erased. They had no recollection of their crimes or Adonis. Nonetheless, we can't just ignore any damage that we think we can prevent. Put bluntly, this is a race against time. Akito Sarah may be the one to carry out the next incident. There was still enough time to stop a murder from happening, while Akito was still just someone with a grudge. We in Police HQ were both running out of time to stop another crime from happening. If the police decided to arrest Akito, they'd likely use force. Before that happens, I have to act. I knew well what I had to do. Still, my heart wavered. I decided to trust Kazuki, but now I had to suspect his friend. There's no time to waste. Use your best. You're our best option, so I need your help here. If I go, he'll probably just suspect me. I know you can get him to open up. Yanagi punctuated his statement with a gaze that was sincere, yet stern. I had to decide right now. I hated how anxious I felt. Leave it to me. I understand. Leave it to me. I was terrified of discovering the truth. If Akito was involved with X Day, I had no idea what I would say to Kazuki. Nonetheless, I was happy that Yanagi was relying on me. Sorry. I know this is difficult for you. No, you're right. I'm the one for this job. I'm already acquainted with Akito. Akito already knows that I'm a police officer, so he may be suspicious of me seeking him out, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I was just curious. We should be like way up on trust. Like maxed. Yeah, maxed trust, bitches. If Akito was actually involved in X Day, I didn't want another death on his conscience. This was for both Akito and Kazuki. It was better to confront the truth. We're counting on you. Okay. Yanagi smiled, and as an attempt to dispel my anxiety, Kazuki stays over at Akito's house pretty often. I could open by saying that I wanted to thank him for always looking after my brother. He came over to our place sometimes, so I could probably arrange a way to meet him. I'll call my brother right away. Clenching my fists, I stood up. I was resolute. This was time for action. Just then I heard a message alert sound. I checked, but it hadn't come from my phone. I think that's your phone, Yanagi. Yeah, I'm stepping out for a smoke break. Okay, see you soon. I need to make a call too. Yanagi checked his phone, grabbed his jacket, and went upstairs. I got a glimpse of his expression, which had grown even more grim than it was before. Maybe it was just my imagination. Oh, good evening. When I took out my phone and scrolled through my contacts to call Kazuki, I saw someone approaching. Oh, hey. I thought it was Okazaki. I was like, oh. I shouldn't be disappointed that it's Sadaishi, but because I love him. I haven't seen you around here much recently, Sadaishi. I just have some minor business here. Sadaishi usually stayed at the station. He didn't come to the office often. Also, there hadn't been any new developments. Did something happen that I don't know of? I would get a call from HQ if new developments had transpired, and Sasazuka would also have intercepted related transmissions. I watched Tadaishi enter the building, arms fluttering strangely. I returned my focus to my phone. Well, he certainly does do his own thing. It felt like everything was coming together. It's all falling apart, Spacey. It's all falling apart. Tadaishi's gonna go kill someone. Yanagi almost killed someone. God, he's beautiful. Um, Kino's gonna murder. I can't. God, look at him. I know we've seen this one like several times now, but he's still goddamn beautiful, and I still love this one. It's awfully rare of you to call me over. It's not something we can discuss over the phone. It's that important to you, then? Tadaishi, I want to hear your take on this. Who do you think put that collar on Hoshino? Oh, that question is completely out of the blue. Now's the time to ask. Hoshino is undoubtedly innocent. At the beginning, it was only natural to assume that she had a connection to Adonis, but those doubts no longer apply. She doesn't know anything. This isn't some kind of charade or ruse. I agree. She's not skilled enough to pull off that deception. So if Hoshino's an innocent victim, we need to find the person that colored her. Hoshino's incident is an exception amongst all the other incidents. At least that's my assessment. They directly contacted us with a warning of her impending death. Additionally, we were provided with a way to save her life. On the condition that the police were not informed. Yeah, so they wanted us to let her join us, to make her aware of something within the police force. So they struck a compromise with us. So, why her? There has to be a very significant reason. It might even lead to the core of X Day. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gone to so much trouble to execute something like this. The rank and file couldn't have done this. I don't think one of the memory-wiped pawns would have been tasked for this. So it's probably one of the heads of Adonis, or the driving force of Adonis. It's gotta be who put the collar on Hoshino. What's your hard evidence? My instincts? I figured you'd say that. But I know your instinct isn't simply conjecture. 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 Jesus Christ, I can't. Forget it. Just fuck it. I can't. X-Day incidents have been treated as terrorist acts because Adonis is organizing them. And they're crimes with a larger purpose. Their leadership would not allow some underling to place a poison collar on a police officer in the name of their cause. In other words, Adonis's leadership decided to collar her, or perhaps one leader decided it alone. Yeah, and the voice from the collar also, intimated that it represented the will of Adonis. So if we discover it with the collar on her, it'll lead us straight to Adonis's heart. I doubt it'll be a simple matter, though. The reason for her collaring was vague. We have no idea what they meant by a sympathizer. Still, I know you can narrow down the search. 2 years ago, Adonis was exposed thanks to your profiling work. Which is really funny considering the fact that he's in Adonis and has been since he was like baby Tadaishi, so that's bizarre. That is what happened. After the assassination attempt on the PM. Yeah, that was it. And then I have a hypothesis to offer. It's almost certain that someone related to the police is responsible for the collar. And they'd have frequent contact with the victim while maintaining the guise of their normal relationship. For example, someone she depends on in the investigation. If they know her situation, it's likely she still interacts with them. Most importantly, she was targeted. And that means the person had to know her. And that'll do it for advice. I see. Our theories basically align. Oh, and Tadaishi... Yeah. I have one last question for you. What? How long have you been working with Adonis? On that day when Hoshino was ambushed, who delivered the letter from Adonis? I mean, the letter that was addressed to us. Who do you think planted it? You did, Sadaishi. We know that! We so know this now! We're like, Unagi, you're getting suspicious? After they planted a warning in Section 1's files, they snuck into our office and left that second letter. Pulling that off was no easy feat. Not much is obvious. Aren't you asking me questions that you already know the answer to? I'm not. I don't know. What I do know is that Adonis has a mole inside the police. Well, maybe multiples, because we kind of know, yes, they do. Right there. So, but also, I'm wondering if he's the only one. Because he just said the same thing, like, oh, it's someone that she's close to, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, it's someone that we know. My vote's on Sayeki. It really fucking is. Like, I don't know. Mochida doesn't have the right jawline. Doesn't mean he can't be working for Adonis, but he doesn't. His jaw is way too wide to be Zero. But it's someone in the police that's wearing that thing. And Sadaishi never wears that pin. You know what I mean? So he wouldn't be wearing it. And we already know he's not Zero because he wouldn't have been talking to himself. He interacted with Zero. So it's got to be someone else. But they keep pointing this out. It's like someone that she knows that she's close to, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, uh-huh. Mochida and Sayeki are the only fucking two people. Because, I mean, it could be someone else in investigations. Like, it could be Minagishi or Morioka. I don't know why it would be. Minagishi would be more suspicious than Morioka. Just because Morioka's just like, kind of like a decent side character, but Minagishi gets a little more involved. And seems to know and seems to be. And I mean, maybe he's just a really nice guy. Or maybe he's shady. I don't know. You know what I mean? But, and my vote's still on Sayeki. Out of everyone that we're really close to, those are the only two. Because we're not close to Sakuragawa. We get close to her. Like, we become friends with her, but we're not in the beginning. So why would she collar us? You know what I'm saying? So, anyway. But beyond that, my instincts conflict with the answers logic leads me to. It's quite annoying.
So it's not intuition, then. I'd say that smacks of sentimentality.
You're too serious, Yanagi. Actually, that's not right. You're too kind. Why are you so attached to this mole? What reason do you have to protect them so much?
Adonis is a large terrorist organization. It wouldn't be difficult at all to have someone masquerading as a civilian. We can't assume that they only have one spy. There's a chance that they have people lurking in the police force. There's a chance they have people lurking in the police force, but near us as well. And near us. Not only. Well, in that scenario, they could have easily planted the letter in the office, and we'd have no idea who they were. It's kind of funny that you're having this conversation with Tadaishi. Like, do you suspect him? Because it seems like you do, but I don't know.
Aren't you putting a little too much stock in this hypothesis? You know, Okazaki's always lurking around. He could have infiltrated the office. What do your instincts tell you about him?
He's innocent. He only cares about his mission.
That's true. Then that's the answer. Neither of us appreciate it when other people pry into our affairs, but it annoys us for different reasons. You have a lot of empathy for other people. You can't just let them get close. I just don't care to. You know, that might be it. We get along perfectly with each other. We just keep the right amount of distance. Well, in my opinion, anyway.
I suppose you're right. I feel the same way.
I must say this surprised me. Every day since she came here, I figured you were going to come and ask me this. What took so long?
Sadaishi.
Instead, all this time you've been letting the most suspicious person do as he wishes, and his half-assed ruse isn't working anymore. Simple logic will provide your answer. You don't need a profiler to figure this out.
Huh.
He had access to Section 1's files, knew the timing of your group's operations, and stole into your locked office to leave the letter without a trace. There's only one person who could manage that.
Oh, I was like, it's you, though. Are you basically trying to lead him to you? Why would... Whoa! Wait a minute. Why would you reveal this? I mean, we knew, but...
Kageyuki Sadaishi. Me. Don't you agree, Yanagi?
Are you being serious right now?
Your face says you don't want to believe it. So what do your instincts say? Do you think I'd lie to you just to mess with you?
No.
Well, there you have it.
Is there anything that you plan on telling me then?
There isn't anything more I can tell you. I'm just a pawn as well.
He just fucking admitted to being an Adonis pawn to Yanagi.
I'm back. Huh? When I returned from my phone call to Kazuki, only Yamamoto and Sasazuka were in the office.
Yanagi hasn't returned yet.
He said he was going to smoke, right? He sure takes a lot of smoke breaks on the roof, even though it's cold as hell outside.
He's probably just being considerate. Smoking indoors will stink up the place.
Yeah, it'd stain the walls, too. Can you really notice something like that? Totally. Oh, wait, I'm not sure. That could either be Yanagi or it could be Okazaki. Anyway, totally. It'll turn your walls a dingy brown. All the walls in here are white, so I guess that would definitely show up. Wait, what? They're not white, they look green to me. Did I just imagine it? I thought I heard a voice that didn't belong. Not again. It's Okazaki.
Wait, how'd you get in here?
Through the door, like a normal person. Don't just waltz in all nonchalant. Enough with the illegal trespassing already.
Did you think our office is your break room or something?
Okazaki's fun when we're not trying to date him because it's like really weird and his path is really weird, but he's a fun side character. Like, because he's fucking Nutter Butters, so. Okazaki not denying that remark made me wonder if he really did think of it that way. And then I remembered Okazaki had done me a huge favor recently. Okazaki, thank you so much for your help earlier. You looked out for my brother. Oh, yeah. Did that turn out okay? Yeah, I really appreciated it. My brother and I had a good talk later. Yeah, that's great to hear. He hadn't pried into the affair any further. Maybe he had decided that Kazuki had nothing to do with X-Day. Oh, here comes Yanagi. Sorry to intrude.
What are you doing here, Okazaki?
I'm passing through? As always, Yanagi sighed in exasperation as soon as he laid eyes on Okazaki. Fucking. I was expecting someone to chase him out, but maybe they knew it was a futile endeavor. Have his intrusions become normalized to them?
Hoshino, did you make the call?
Yeah. Yanagi addressed me. He was probably being non-specific since Okazaki was in the room. I'm still waiting for him to get back to me, so I'll let you know when it's set up.
All right.
Then I think I'll call it a day. I'd only given the minimal level of detail. I waited for Akito's response. I had work tomorrow, so I wanted to get home. A hot bath and some sleep sounded nice. I'll take you home. What? My plans for the evening so thoroughly dashed to pieces, I uttered a startled noise. This again? It's going to be tough to try and throw him off now. Well,
just let him.
Huh? What? I didn't expect Yanagi to just give up and let him have his way. Are you serious, Yanagi? See, even Okazaki didn't expect it. We're both like, huh, what? You too? Yeah. You know what? Let's go, Okazaki. We'd leave and be like, were you as surprised as I was that he said you could walk me home? Yeah, right? I thought he loved you. I did too. Damn it, Okazaki.
I understand Hoshino being surprised. Why are you surprised?
I mean, are you sure? What if I was just waiting for my opportunity to make a move?
Don't even say something like that out loud. You know, trying that would just end up with you getting hurt, so I know you won't.
You're weird today, Yanagi. Yanagi been very cautious toward Okazaki so far, so this struck me as odd. What had happened to cause this sudden change of heart? Or perhaps, is this my fault? Ever since yesterday, it felt like Yanagi had grown somewhat cold towards me. I really did pry into his personal life quite a bit. You asked him what kind of sake he liked. You're like, so what do you like to drink? What kind of alcohol do you like? Uh-huh, what? Yeah, I got a specific brand. Why are you prying into my life? I'm just asking stupid questions. Do you like summer or winter better? I'm sorry. Oh my God. I didn't ask for your social security number and your bank account. I mean, I just figure that out. Might rifle through, get Sasazuka to hack it. I don't know. Like, ask what kind of alcohol you liked. Jesus. I was gonna say I didn't ask your blood type, but that's like a thing in Japan, so like it's not as awkward here in like America. You'd be like, hey, so when's your birthday? What are your parents' names? What's your family dog's name? What did you do in first grade? What was your first grade teacher's name? Do you remember the grades you got in elementary school? What's your blood type? You know what I mean? Like those are weird questions. Eventually you find these things out, but like you don't normally ask these questions. You're like, oh,
Oh, you went to elementary school too? Wow. Fancy that. Like, there are things like, maybe it's just me. I don't ask questions. I just like, I'm like, look, if you want to tell me your life story, that's fine. But like, I don't know. You're going to be like, wait, I know nothing about this person. I'm like, I'm not. People be like, what? Oh my God, blah, blah. And they want you to ask, like, how was your weekend? How are your kids? I don't care. Like, I'm an asshole. Anyway, that was the only reason I could think of. And realizing that depressed me. All right, good. Okay. So we were getting close to time, but I'm going to stop it here. As we're walking home with Okazaki, and then we'll continue it in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.